Welcome to the next episode of Marketing Playbook, brought to you by Bharat Network Group in association with the Banker Media, the Founder Media, and the Tech Disruptor Media. Giving you a short brief about our company, Bharat Network Group or BNG is a multi-brand ecosystem that unify and empower India's leading voices and platform across fintech, tech, innovation, startup, and other sectors. Within this ecosystem, we have our different platforms starting from Tech Disruptor Media, a platform that covers innovation and transformation shaping enterprises. Then we have Banker Media that delivers insights and thought leadership for the banking and financial services community. Then we have the Founder Media, a platform that captures the stories and journeys of entrepreneurs and emerging leaders driving India's growth. I am your host, Aishwarya Saxena, Associate Editor at BNG, and I am absolutely delighted to welcome you all for this exclusive virtual roundtable. Today's session, themed Strategic Growth Levers Winning the B2B Tech Market in 2025, is crafted for B2B marketing leaders who are navigating one of the most dynamic periods of our industry that has ever experienced. To explore these themes in depth, we are joined by our exceptional panel of leaders who are shaping the future of technology. It's my privilege to introduce all of you. Starting from, we have Mr. Om Puran, Head of Marketing, Aaseya. Hi, sir.
Yeah,
Can you
thank you. Yeah.
short brief about yourself?
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Aishwarya, and it's a pleasure for being here. My name is Om. I work for a tech company that goes by the name Aaseya. It's a part of a larger brand called Yash Technologies, and we are basically a AI automation and a low-code, no-code company. And I have around 2 decades of experience in B2B marketing, and yeah, it's a pleasure to be here and then sharing my insights.
Then we have Rachna Kango, Head of Marketing and Strategy Planning from Delta Electronics.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Rachna. I'm working with Delta Electronics India. It's a power electronics organization, a Taiwan-based group, and I'm here heading marketing, also heading ESG and the strategy for overall business. It's my pleasure to be here in this panel today, and I'm looking forward to have some insightful discussions and then engage with further collaborations with everybody. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you,
Then
Rachna.
we have Mr. Anurag Yashraj, leader
It's
from
not
Girikon.
it's not Anurag Yashraj, it's Yashraj Abhyankar. Yep. So, hi, this is Yashraj. I represent Girikon and Girik Voice. Girik Voice is a AI voice agent that is a SaaS platform. And we also integrate with multiple CRMs, which is providing human-like conversational AI voice agents. So I lead the product and the sales team here. So closely working with the two worlds of sales and the marketing teams, as well as the product innovation team as well, which really means that I have the customer insights to share as well and to discuss those part. Also, how we can actually align marketing and the future of how marketing is evolving with the AI tech, including the AI voice agent. So looking forward to have a nice discussion, guys. And thank you so much for inviting me here. Thank you.
With the theme focused on shifts in B2B technology marketing, I would like to hear our panelists' thoughts on how they see these shifts shaping the industry. With that note, let's get started with our discussion. And our first topic is about how, in an age where buyers are getting overwhelmed with messages, what practical steps can CMOs can take to cut through the noise and create marketing that truly resonates. Rachna, would you like to start?
Sure. So, yeah, as you rightly said, our everyday, in our everyday life, we see our WhatsApp messages, our emails are being flooded with a lot of information, and with 90% or more than 90%, I think all of us just put it in it goes unread, or we don't even pay too much headings on that, and we just ignored mails, right? But how do we start the personalized or very specific targeted communication is very important. I think organizations and especially marketing leaders are now working more and more to have concise and focused communication, so that once you receive a WhatsApp, or once you receive an email, or a LinkedIn notification, or any notification, that instantly grabs your attention. Now the biggest challenge for the marketers will be to have the content which immediately resonates with the target audience. That is going to be the biggest challenge. And then our attention, with the decreasing attention span of our customers, they don't want to read too much lengthy text, they don't want to go through lengthy videos, they need to have very concise information in very small capsule. And then the editing and the content has to be such that when they see it, they cannot ignore it and they have to go through it. And then these things also have to touch their personal aspects also, right? In B2B, the biggest challenge is the products are very technological. You can't, you, it's a challenge for the marketeers to have a content which is clearly resonates with the end customer. So we need to see how we can associate these products with the marketing channels or the marketing contents with their personal day-to-day life, so that it engages with the customer. So that's how it's a challenge. It's not yet solved. It's an ongoing challenge which every marketer is facing right now.
That's a great take that you have taken on this. Om, would you like to add your perspectives on this?
Absolutely, and yes, yes. Thank you so much. And it's a great starting point, I would say, in terms of putting up this question. And then whatever Rachna mentioned, I would just want to add a few things. It's today, I believe, marketers the biggest challenge that marketers are facing are the shift of the mental block. Okay, the mental model, and then. So there is so much of information which is available, and then we have been whatever content we are producing, or whatever we know the frameworks, and we have the various approaches, and which all our strategies are considered putting the customer at the center. So that means whatever content we are trying to produce, or whatever techniques we are applying, so everything is connected, or everything is intended for the customer. That's how the content is not genuine, it's all optimized so that our customers or our target audience are able to go through it, and each and every content would be having a hook, just so as to attract or to catch the attention of our customer or the audience, and then they fall into that trap. So that's what we have been doing, and that's what marketers have been doing over the period of time. Maybe if we just zoom out and then go back 20 years back or 30 years back, so their audience were there, they were glued at the television, and then the effort that were put by the marketers, especially in those days, I would say television was one of the channels, and radio and the print were the channels which were responsible for bringing the audience or the customer. So there things were much more emotional, because we did not have that luxury of AI or finding out more information about the customer. So that's why the storytelling and messaging was pretty much, I would say, they were touching the heart. But in today's era, what is happening, because we have so much of information, if I'm running an email campaign, I know, I mean, I look at the buying signals, I look at the intent, and then I know, I mean, this guy is exploring certain services, or is looking for a vendor. So that is how I reach out to that person. I stalk that guy so much that it's obvious that that guy is going to fall into a trap. uh, this is something which is happening in the B2B space. Now let me get into the B2C space. And being women, I mean, how much time you spend on the internet and the social media. Just go back to the when was the last time while you were browsing through some of the women based product, be it a cloth or garment or some cosmetics. I mean, the minute you are not doing I would say you're not doing a checkout or purchasing that product, you keep on seeing those ads. So we are stalking our customers or our target audience so much, knowingly, unknowingly. So they we have all the info. Okay. Now, I know, I mean, it's bad. I mean, it's marketing. Marketers are to be blamed everywhere for doing this kind of a thing. But the thing is that there are a lot of guardrails which are in place. I mean, so you have number of acts which have been put by government. In Europe, you have the GDPR, and then you have, the privacy thing, the can spam policy. A lot of things are there. So these are, I would say, some of the guardrails which are into action. Now, having said that, so now what is that CMOs or what is that marketers would be doing? I would say that right now, just to add a few things to Rachna, maybe I'm taking more time, but this is a hard fact. Now, let's not just target our customer just to attract them. I mean, just for top of the funnel, you are just trying to create some gimmick, and you are trying to attract your customer. No, don't do that. Design for the buyer ease. Okay. I mean, just instead of sending out, putting in more energy into the emails and the webinars and the ad, try and build assets so as to which are going to help our audience, which are more knowledge centric. I mean, say, let's say in the B2B space, it can be some calculators, some internal sharing decks, some ROI stuff, some maps, some I would say some battle cards or something which would be useful. Okay. And then second thing is, try and find out your entry point in each and every segment. I mean, what is that thing is interesting, let it try and make it more thought leader driven than making it just one time purchase. Now, I'm sure there would be other points which Yash might be throwing in, and then I don't want to stretch it too long. But yes, I mean, right now we have the guardrails in place, we have more info. Let's bring in that human element into a thing, into a outbound things, and try to have that connect rather than just thinking audience or customer to be a bait. Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks,
That's a
Om.
great point he has taken. Yash, would you like to add something on this?
Certainly. And Om, that you, I believe, Rachna, Om, you covered most of the points here. So you don't keep anything for me to talk. But yeah, you're right there. One thing that gone are the eras wherein we were actually bombarding customers with more campaigns. And
Mm,
there was a concept like more channels means more visibility, right?
right.
I believe that more channels is still there. However, the omni-channel experience and the privacy of the users is something which most of the marketers are forgetting nowadays. Consent, we receive consent from, or maybe any marketer would receive consent from one specific organization, and then consent is being driven to across channels without even being or maybe without the customer knowing about it, right? And that's when the customer feels more bombarded. What truly resonates is a fewer context rich interactions that buyer values nowadays. That's what my understanding is, and conversational experience is something which we definitely want to bring into the marketing industry, because today, even if I'm inquiring about something, as Om was talking, that you check one product before you check out, you still get bombarded with the ads that are available. Education for the customer as well as the marketer, both sides are very important, because no one, and most of the customers are still unaware about the cookie and the clearing from their apps or maybe the devices that they use. That's one of the reason why most of the people are being bombarded with these messages. We don't check out what kind of consents we, maybe as a customer, most people don't check out what kind of customers or maybe what kind of consents that they are giving to us. The marketing agencies are bringing those consents and they are using and utilizing this. So maybe contextual, relevant conversations, relevant marketing ads, campaigns is something which every marketer should drive and should make them feel that it's more of an interaction that they're having with the customer instead of just getting bombarded.
So, summing it up is basically the relevance and the human connect. That's the main thing marketers have to take in consideration while doing that. That brings us to our next big challenge about personalization. My next topic of discussion is, as AI driven personalization scales up, the tension between customer delight and privacy is becoming sharper. From your industry's perspective, how do you strike the balance between delivering hyper relevant content and respecting ethical data boundaries? Would you like to start, Yash?
Yeah, definitely. See, the more data you have or you collect, the better the personalization is about, right? So true data comes from being understood, without being overexposed about what you're trying to sell, right? So there is a personalization. That thin line is something that every marketer should understand, because today we are mostly talking about any product that have a specific USP. Like we have AI voice agents, right? The AI voice agents are being misunderstood as a support channel or a sales qualified lead. However, if you think it from the other perspective, these are the same AI voice agents which would cater to customers' first frontliners needs, right? So anytime there is a lead that has been inquired, the AI voice agents can qualify those leads, and we actually generate contextual data and the personalized data that the customers are looking for a specific product, for a specific service, and then we can channelize those things into markets and the campaigns that we'll be running in. So it depends. Personalization is very, very important in this specific journey. And with personalization only, we feel that customer will not feel that they are being bombarded. Definitely, consents are available. Once we reach out to contextual data and the consented data, then only it will be possible. And it's a broader term. Maybe you guys are marketing people. I'm from the product and the innovation team, but I mostly align with product and how the marketing can be done using our USPs. So that's how we collaborate as a team. You may have more points towards this. So I feel that the edge goes to the brands that build trust through transparency while keeping and scaling the relevance of that specific product and services that you are looking for to uh, make it visible to your customer base.
Rachna,
Yeah,
what do you think is yeah, you can
yeah,
start.
sure. Yeah, sure. So, what I feel personally is that AI is a thing that we have to take into stride now. We cannot ignore AI, because if we ignore AI in marketing, we'll be left behind. What I feel, we have to imbibe the best of AI and then together grow with it. But use of AI in marketing has to be largely to improve the marketing, not to reach to the customer. When I say this, I mean is you improve your analytical skills in marketing, you improve your leads, as Yash also said, leads qualification criteria through AI. You understand your customer more with the help of AI tools, but then don't use AI to generate content to reach out to them, because that looks very fake. When you use AI to build a content or to reach out to the customer, in today's era, because in B2B, your end customer is not a consumer who is buying uh, chips from a grocery market. Your end customer is a very well educated person. He is CXO or at a higher level. So if you really want to reach out to him, then him or her, then your you cannot have an AI generated thing, but use AI to increase your marketing skills, to sharpen your marketing skills, to understand your end customer better. So that is how this is my personal take on AI with respect to personalization and the marketing today. And then we also, quickly bought many AI tools, which helps us to as I said, sharpen those skills that we are talking about in both PR, in both, in the social media, in the print, and everywhere we are using AI just as a back end, not as a front end. So that's my take on this. Aishwarya, also I'll have to leave and take a leave for this discussion, because I have a meeting coming
Okay.
up. I mean, it was an unplanned meeting, and I'm really sorry for that. I have to leave this forum. It was an interesting discussion so far. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as Rachna has said before, is your experience similar?
Yeah, absolutely. So AI, it'll be a little bit different, and so it's all about your point of view or your viewpoint. Now, finding out more information about the customer and doing cold outreach, it was always there as a part of, I would say, outbound marketing was always there. Okay, now that we have more information on the customer, so we are much more targeted. Okay, we have more data about the customer. Where is the customer going? What is he having? What are the typical likes and dislikes? And what is that one thing I'm going to do that is going to influence the customer's decision of buying my product? So these are some of the things which, as a marketer, I have them handy. Okay, now I would say the first, I'll just try and bringing a different I would say angle to this discussion altogether. Now what we are, the ask here is to balance between AI hyper personalization and the guardrails which have been set. I mean, where are the ethical data boundaries, and how much of data we should be having, and how much of data we can use or utilize to reach out to a target audience, if that is the question here. So then the answer would be definitely, I mean, we are not like that doodh ka dhula, all the marketers, because we are creating story. Okay, we are responsible for the messaging. It can so happen that we are responsible for marketing a product which is really bad. Okay, at times, I mean, that would end up in a massive failure in coming days. You're doing, your marketing is at its best, but your product sucks. So what will happen? People are going to buy your product, and they are because of the fantastic marketing, and then end of the day, if they see that the product is really terrible, the way they bought your product, that way they are going to throw it out, and then you would have a very bad impact, and you would have massive losses. At the same time, if you're having a good product, and if you're not able to market it well, so that's all again, that also is a problem. Okay, now I would say, I mean, for setting up a balance between what is that information that you need. I mean, Yash is a product manager, he has more product experience. He would be much more interested in knowing or having access to the surveys that are going to give him information of, what is that the customer would like in that product, not that what is that the customer is interested in seeing in the message that is towards marketing of that product. Okay, now, yes, today we have whole gamut of information with us. We have every information about the likes, dislikes. We use all sort of data. Just give me a second. Yeah, we use all sort of data in terms of your firmographic, in terms of your demographic, in terms of your technographic. So we have all those secondary research and the primary research which are fed to us. Okay, we have information to the signals and the intent which are letting us know in the B2B space that one customer is looking for what kind of a solution or a product. So we have all those information. We and beyond this, what we have got AI. And AI, as I mentioned in my first interaction, or then with regard to your first question, that AI has so much of, because I mean, Yash also was mentioning the same thing. So you have cookies, you have so much of consent. Unknowingly you would be giving your consent to download something in your system which is tracking information about your behavior. Your online behavior is there at the fingertip of the digital marketer. So based upon all those data, the marketer is able to create a proper plan which is based upon your preference, and is able to feed you those information. Okay, is able to feed you. So there is lot which is available in today's context, and we as marketer, we have all the data with us. And yes, we do respect the ethical data boundaries, but at the same time we also make use of the available data. Having said that, one last thing I would want to mention: treat consent as a product feature. Okay, now consent is very important. Don't rely, or don't just do cold campaign or blind campaign. If you have consent, if you have a opt-in list, if you have the agreement from the customer, then only feed that customer with the marketing information. Yeah, so that should be my 2 cents. Yeah, and to me, where I would say a modern CMO should be an integrator. Okay, I mean, integrate what? It should be, he should be able to coordinate between the brand. Okay, that would be your own brand, your product brand, data, whatever data you are accessing, tech, legal, and finally trust of the customer. So this is much more essential than anything else.
So while AI raises question of trust, another force that's shaping the marketing landscape is community.
Okay.
Buyers often trust peers and experts more than brands right now, and that brings us to our next topic of discussion, where different sectors are experimenting with influencer style engagements in B2B. How do you see community led marketing reshaping your industry's narrative in 2025?
Okay, the
Would
question
you
is
like
to.
to start on this?
Okay, okay. That's a wonderful question, and it's also very relevant. In today's date, we have all these YouTubers and the pseudo influencer and self-acclaimed influencers who are on a rise. Okay, and it all started with the just a second. Yeah, it all started with the I would say tech gadget unboxing stuff, which took place maybe a couple of years back, and then there were a lot of this fashion and beauty influencers and some Bollywood wannabe models and celebrities, self acclaimed, okay, who made it much more popular. In our space, because we work in the tech space, so for our definition of influencers are the analysts, okay, or people who are thought leaders. If analyst from Forrester or Gartner or somebody who understand techs, okay, understands technology, who understands AI, and then the latest and the greatest, or the buzz which are trending in the market, if those people, those thought leaders are telling something, we would consider those as key influencer, rather than, I mean, maybe it might be much more popular in the B2C space, where you have the fashion industry, or you have the cosmetics, and you have so many I would say people who do all those gadget reviews and stuff on the YouTube. Those are different. Okay, I would say if I'm supposed to, create a propaganda, or I want to create a community, or a marketing that is social based. So I would be, if I'm a product company, I will create a community of my product users. So that's why a lot of these OEMs, let's say you have OEM companies like Microsoft, and you have SAP, and you have a lot of these OEM companies are there, Oracle. So they have all these user groups, okay, or the community groups. Like for Amazon, there is something called Amazon user group, there is Oracle user groups. So within this user group, so there are a lot of these I would say specialists, or the architects, or the people who are the users of those platforms or the tools. They interact with one another, and then they do all this peer level knowledge sharing. And that is how, at a community level, this thought leadership and the mind share exchange, it happens. So that is much more relevant. And there are frequent meetups which happen. There are a lot of these series and all those, I would say, all those engines, or those distribution channels which are being created, and the social amplification is there. So these are much more trustworthy. I would say in the space of marketing also, like the way you are doing right now, what you are trying to do, I mean, with your brand, you're trying to build this community of marketers, okay, and you are also there, you are also you're a publication, you are into events, and you are into so many things, rather than directly calling a person. I mean, sorry, I've been example I'm citing, I mean, it is from my perspective. Let's say, rather than reaching out to me, and then, okay, oh, would you be interested for this upcoming roundtable or stuff like that, rather than doing it, you're creating this, you know uh, community of marketers, or people, or relevant thought leaders, so where we exchange information with one another, and then that is how it is contributing, and that is also how your brand is also gaining the attention of your target audience. Your target audience would be us, I mean, who are the marketers. So same way, for each and every product, or each or every area of specialization, you should build a community where for free you are, imparting knowledge, and at an organic basis, people would accept your ideas. Yeah. So maybe I took more time, so over to Yash.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, thanks. And I agree with you on a lot of points, Om.
Mm.
However, we all have a different perspectives to
Yeah.
look at it. I feel while community-driven businesses, like when it comes to B2B, it's a complete environment for in compared to how B2C works, right? So B2B
Yes.
influences. must come from big voices like big tech giants and all. However, with the AI, I feel that the environment is shifting towards customers being themselves as the micro advocates for the products and the services. That's what my views are, because AI helps them to these advocates to amplify their voices, turning communities into groups and maybe peer forums and uh, mostly the ecosystems is something that they're creating out of it, right? And they themselves are becoming a micro advocates for the products and the services that they want to suggest to customers. Example, if I am a product owner today, I'll definitely look for some of the USPs. However, I definitely want to build a product which can give me any battle card that I can just Google, or maybe I can just look into the AI and I can find myself what kind of product is the best fit for my needs and my requirements, correct? And these product requirements and these battle cards will be driven by the micro advocates that are available in the space, or maybe the people who are actually using the applications. Ratings is something which we can just rate the product. However, with AI, we can actually streamline that. We can segregate that into categories depending on the needs of me. So if I am a product owner, if I have a voice agent application or a SaaS platform that is available today, if a person is looking for similar kind of features, what kind of capabilities that we'll be bringing on to? I know there is G2 and there is other portals which are providing
I was
very
about
good.
to tell that. Yeah, say that.
But when it comes to niche markets and niche understandings about a specific requirement, it's something which is very difficult to find unless you actually categorize that specifically based on the micro advocates will influence those decisions for you. So if my customers are providing that information, we are building case studies and everything, but if there is a platform who can actually provide this information, that's well and good. So I believe depends on case to cases. However, this is what my understanding is. Customers should be your micro advocates for making that influence into uh, community-led marketing businesses.
Taking this ahead, we are going to touch
So,
yeah.
Aishwarya, I just have 5 minutes left because I have a hard stop at 3:45, but I can continue till then. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, no issue. So talking on the subject of sustainability, we are going to touch the topic. So sustainability is no longer an option; it's become a necessity. So whether it's green supply chains or ethical sourcing or carbon neutral campaigns, how our marketing leaders in the sector are using these narratives as a
I feel
competitive
that's
differentiator.
I feel it's sustainability is just getting to be a myth now, because sustainability is just another storytelling layer for marketing nowadays. Uh, through I feel it's more of a purchase qualifier for you when you are going to take any specific decisions about uh, a product or a services. So you have to go through the entire history of the company. First of all, you have to understand what kind of capabilities, feature set, services, support. I'm talking mostly from the B2B perspective, all right? Not from the B2C marketing side. And even when it comes to B2C, we have a lot of products that are available on Blinkit. We get that. But the experience matters when how these products are well serving your needs, be it from B2C standpoint as well. If I'm purchasing a food product, I will always go with the test and the uh, ingredients of that product, right? That's what brings my experience to another level. And if that's meeting my requirement, definitely I am just going towards the sustainability of that brand for a longer term. I'm good here. Maybe you can add more points to
Yeah, I guess. I mean, so it's just another layer. I mean, I'll be
it's
see
more
if we
about
are looking
tracking,
at the
proving, and communicating the right message to the customers about storytelling.
right, right.
And
If we are looking at a bigger perspective, you have the 16 SDG goals and all those stuff are there. You have environment, what is that ESG thing, governance and stuff like that. Now it's been a see like you have the concept of DEI, diversity, equality and inclusion as one of the elements which is going to help you score some points while you are putting up a proposal to a European company who is European customer. So it's more or less like that. It's another thing to flaunt about. Okay, but in real terms, I mean, I would say, I mean, so I'm being a little bit more candid. It is an important point, but this is how people are looking at it. I mean, it's there. Some people, some organization have I mean, they qualify sustainability and the entire greening thing as one of the key I would say uh, company values, but some just do it for the sake of doing it because everyone else is doing it. Okay, and then trends keep on changing. I would talk about the actual thing that we have done recently. We for our company, we adopted a mangrove forest, and then here itself in Hyderabad there was this small I would say botanical park. So there we have there's a small place where they have planted few mangrove. It's a miniature mangrove forest kind of a thing they have done. I mean, it's a replica, and with that we have tied number of, I would say, all the social based initiative. We create all those awareness, and that is also trying to talk about how my company is is supporting the mangrove cause, and how it is also tied up with the overall growth. I mean, how strong mangroves are and stuff like that. The same way, so each and every company has got a storytelling angle. I mean, let's say you want to, there are different ways or different tactic or technique which can be applied. Let's say you are doing an event. In the event, instead of giving away a plastic pen, so you would say that, okay, I mean, we are giving recycled plastic pens, okay, or we are giving aluminum thing stuff. We have carbon footprint policy. We don't use paper, we don't use paper brochures, we don't use, so all these things, and you tie some slogan. In an actual practice, it is very big, it should be there. We have to do something for our mother earth, that's well and good. But in today's context, most of the marketers, especially from the mid-tier companies, they just do it for the sake of doing it. With enterprise, it's a thing which is part of their overall, I would say, corporate policy or the corporate value.
So
Right.
wrapping up our sorry, yes, you were adding
No, no, go
something.
ahead, please go ahead.
Yeah, so wrapping up our discussion with one last question. If you're advising the next generation of CMOs, what one mindset shift would you tell them to adopt right now? Uh, Om, would you like to start?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, don't be, so there are so many things under marketing. You have the social, you have the performance, you have the email, you have partnership, you have events, and you have so many things. You talked about the signals, and we talked about ethics, and so many things are there, feedback loop, data, AI. Okay, I mean, so many things are there, so everything should be connected. I mean, it cannot run in silos, or it cannot be disconnected. I would just go back to one of my previous conversation that I had in another channel. I mentioned that I'm a key proponent of, when your revenue is meeting your reputation, that is where you can actually see your growth. Okay, revenue means, I mean, how you are contributing to the growth of your company in terms of the achievements or in terms of the wins, and reputation is the brand reputation. So how you are able to build a sustainable brand. And as a CMO, you need to be an integrator, you need to be an orchestrator who is able to work with the product team, work with the technology team, work with the operations, work with designers, and work with every team. So today's context, a CMO must be an integrator.
Yes. What is
Adding to that, orchestrating this, like Om already covered this point,
Mhm.
being the marketing guy, but orchestrating seamless journeys across sales, service, and the products is
Mhm.
something which will define the entire marketing space, I believe. And in conversational messaging or in conversational communication, I being from the same industry, I always see that success will be judged by not impressions, but how frictionless and human the buying or the entire buying journey feels across every touch point of those conversations is something which will change the entire marketing space as well in the future. That's what's my 2 cents are. That's it.
Thank you so much to all our speakers for sharing such thought-provoking insights today. That brings us to the close of episode 2 of Marketing Playbook. We will see you again soon for the next episode with more insights, strategies, and stories shaping the future of marketing. Until then, stay innovative, stay tuned.